Yo, what is going on everybody? This is Exquisite YT here, bringing you another video today. Today's a bit of a different video, bringing you a render settings tutorial. This is the best and absolute fastest that I possibly know render settings so far that I'm aware of. I've looked all over, and these seem to be the settings that I have found out and come up with to be the absolute quickest. So what you want to do here is obviously close this, open up your Sony Vegas and import your clip. And I do have a little clip. I'm just going to use my outro. Not 100% sure why I've named it intro, but that's my little outro. Or we can use new main intro. We'll use main intro. And okay, so we've imported it. Drag it down to the timeline, and it will be. I would ask you this: do you want to set your project video settings to match this media? And you want to do that because basically you want to render your videos in the same like format and settings that you recorded them in, if possible. But you don't always have to, because you can increase the quality on it. But that's if you're willing to deal with the file size. But anyway, once you've imported all that, just click click on it, right click on the clip, go to properties. I'm sure you've all of you have seen this before, and click disable resample. And basically what that's going to do is get rid of any ghosting in your videos that Sony Vegas put in. They like interlate the frames, interlace the frames. If you know what that means, they just basically blend the frames, blend the frames together, and it makes it look absolutely horrible. So just make sure you have disable resample checked, and uncheck maintain aspect ratio. Basically, if you have, like, say, an odd aspect ratio, or even a few pixels too small, it will create these weird like black bars on the sides and edges of your video, and it makes it look absolutely horrible. And if you uncheck it, it will basically just fill the image with your video. So just make sure you uncheck maintain aspect ratio, do that, click OK. Now once you've done that, guys, go ahead over here above your preview window and click project video properties. And if you're new to this, guys, don't be scared of this. This is so simple. This little dialog box, basically, my project settings, as you can see here, is 23.976 FPS, which is about 24 frames per second. But just for this case of this video, guys, because that's just because what I rendered it in, because it's an intro and an outro, you don't really need high frame rates. But anyway, what we want to go with first is the HD 720 30p template. Just click that, because from that template you can customize any of this to whatever you want. So if you wanted a 1080p video, excuse me, sorry about that. If you want a 1080p video, obviously go 1920 by 1080. But as we're using a 720p video, we're going to go 1280 by 720. And they're just basically the pixel aspect ratios for each HD that YouTube allow. Field order, non-progressive scan. Pixel aspect ratio is 1. Always leave this as a progressive scan, because again, we don't want an interlaced video. Output rotation, always keep this as 0 degrees original. I don't know why you'd want to do this stuff with it. Quick, one sec. Why you'd want to do that, I do not know. So always keep it as original, because obviously that was just weird. And frame rate, obviously it's up to you guys, but basically try to stick to what you recorded it in. If you recorded it in 30 frames per second, you can render it in 60, but I don't really see the point. You're just getting unnecessary frames, and it's going to make your file size a lot bigger when it's not really needed, because YouTube does allow 60 frames per second now, but I don't see much point unless you recorded it in 60 frames per second. Next, we go down to this. Keep this off unless you're doing some editing and you need to keep it on, which is advanced editing, which you guys may not be aware of. 8-bit is a pixel format. Don't go to 32-bit floating point video levels. This basically creates like I'll try to show you like a oh, it's not showing there. Basically creates like especially on Call of Duty, like a white overlay on your videos, and it's like a higher like contrast, and it makes it look horrible. I don't really like it. It makes your color corrections look different, like compared to 8-bit. So just stick with 8-bit guys because it keeps it smoother, and that full range basically increases the contrast and it makes it really weird. Okay, next go to full resolution, rendering quality go to best, motion blur type is Gaussian, de-interlace method none. Again, we don't want interlaced video, sorry. Adjust source media to better match project or render settings. I have mine ticked. That's just because I'd rather kind of keep it to what I recorded it in, what I created it in. But that's just up to you guys. It's not really that big of a deal. Obviously, if you want to save this template, you can. You just name it whatever you want and then hit the floppy disk. But I'm not going to, because I save mine. I render all my different stuff in different like aspect ratios and stuff according to what I need to. Once you've saved it, every time you come back, it will basically be down here to whatever you named it to. And then obviously, if you want to start all your new project with these settings, just click that. But I'm not going to, like I said, because I use different render settings and project properties for different projects. And then click apply. Whew. Okay, once you've now got that out of the way and done, guys, come over here. Obviously do your editing. Once you've done your editing, got all your fancy little stuff added to your video. Basically, you want to get this above the timeline, right click on the edge of your video and drag this. This is called a loop region. Drag the loop region over whatever part of your video you want to render. I'm pretty sure you'd want to render all of it unless you're batch rendering, which is a different story. But I want to render this whole thing obviously because it's an outflow. So now once you've done that, guys, you want to head over to file on the top left and go to render as, or quicker method is just click this green little icon here, which is render as, and close all them. You'll be prompted this little dialog box again, guys. If you're new to this, don't be afraid of this. This is so simple once you get the hang of it. And basically here it says render options. You want to check this, render loop region only, because that's what you've down here where the arrow is. That's what you've put in the loop region. That's your video. If you did that, it would just render and render and render like random, like just black screen for no reason. We do not want that. And what we're looking for in these templates, guys, is where can we find it? Here it is, the one I've got highlighted. Sony AVC/MVC. That is the one we want, guys. That is just the thing. Main concept used to be good, but it just pixelates way too much on YouTube for me. As you guys know, once you upload a video to YouTube like compresses the files, compresses the whole thing, and so basically the higher the quality you have, like still YouTube is going to compress it, but it's going to come out of a higher quality, obviously. Then what if you were to render in a lower quality? So back on topic, guys. Sony AVC/MVC. Click this little arrow on the left of it. It will come down with these little templates. And don't worry about these ones down here, guys. We're not interested in them. The only two ones we're interested in is the Internet 1920 by 1080 and the Internet 720. Obviously, if you're using 1080p, click the 1080p template. But today we're going to be using 720p because that's what our project properties are set to. And then click customize template. So this is what I like about this format, this this render format. It pretty much presets all of this that we need. We've only got to adjust a few things. Excuse me. Sorry guys, got a bit of indigestion. And obviously, I want to keep this to AVC. High definition, you can choose obviously whatever you want, but like we said, we're going with 720p. Allow source to adjust frame rate size. That is up to you. Like I said, that's if you want it to look as much as what you rendered it in as possible, but you can make the quality better if you don't. Profile high, that's basically in the advanced YouTube encode settings, that is the most favorite thing. You will get like main and baseline, the other ones you want to go with high. You can't change this, just keep that as that. Frame rate, again, use the one using your project properties unless you want to go higher, like up to 60, like as I discussed, like why you wouldn't need to. Field order, non-progressive scan. Sorry, I had a bit of a blank moment there. Field order, non-progressive scan always. You don't want a interlaced video. And pixel aspect ratio, keep as 1. Bitrate, now guys, this is completely up to you. If I was using quality like that, I'm back now. Like I said, this bit rate, it is completely up to you guys. If you want to, if obviously using Call of Duty, you want like a higher frame rate, bit rate, sorry. Depending, basically, the higher the bit rate, guys, the better the quality, but the higher the bigger the file size, the same as the frame rate. But just because this is an outro, I'm going to go up to 26 million. That is the highest it will let you use in this render format. You don't necessarily need that for actual gameplay. I would usually, if that was in my video of gameplay, I'd probably go with like 15 million or 16 million as it gives you defaultly. Okay, so number of slices I keep as 1 in code mode. Now this is where the magic happens, guys. Render using GPU if available. That's the thing I've been using. That basically uses your graphics card. If it's above, I can't remember, but I know I've got one. If you do not have this option, guys, then I'm sorry you do not have it, but all these other methods are still pretty quick, like automatic recommended or Intel QuickSync video. But the render using GPU if available is so fast, it's rendered my videos so much quicker, so I'm going to use that. And enable progressive download because we want that for the internet. And yeah, just make sure you have that. Audio is pretty standard, guys, just keep it the same unless obviously you want to make a higher, better audio quality, but mine's the same as the project settings, and it just make a bigger like file size. We don't want that. Last and not least, you want to go to video rendering quality on project, and you want to go to best. Now again, guys, you can go to the template at the top, you can name it whatever you want and save it, that's if you want to. And obviously if you want to keep it in your favorites, you can just highlight that and go to show favorites only. It will always be there, but I don't want to do that. So obviously name your output file, whatever you want to save it to, and click render. Now guys, I'll show you how fast this renders. This really does render so fast. It renders pretty much in real-time speed, and if it's other things, sometimes it renders quicker. So we'll hit render. Yes, we're going to overwrite it. Watch how fast. Look how many frames that's going at. Bearing in mind this is HD. There you go, guys. It took me like 13 seconds to render this 10-second video in HD. That's my point proven pretty much. Usually it would take me, I don't know, 50 seconds to render that, and it'd take me like, for 5-minute Call of Duty videos, it'd take me about 30-35 minutes. So yeah, guys, if this method and tutorial did help in any way, please do leave a like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it, and I will basically be bringing more videos like this if you want, and I'll be bringing videos every day pretty much. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.